Hi, I'm Linda, and this is episode 18 of Escaping My Fairy Tale. Crazy, isn't it? This week, this is insanely hard for me to do this video. I've had a very hard week, and I'm sure some of you can relate to such a thing where you just think, how did I survive this week? I was scammed 2 times, and it deeply harmed me. And wow, I guess I just took a lot of hits, and it would be easy for me to curl up and just stay in bed. I didn't sleep well. I think that because of my deep sadness and depression, my anxiety, this trauma response reality that is my world makes me insanely vulnerable. Very easy target for people to hurt. And there's a lot of evil out there, a lot of people that want to hurt you, cause you a lot of pain. And I think people out there actually search out women who have been harmed and who are broken and who would love to be protected and cared for, and completely take advantage of their brokenness, their vulnerability. And God allowed me to experience some trials this week that just completely ripped my heart apart. And I lay in bed and I just say, Lord, why? Like I'm at my, I can't handle this. I'm not built for this. I'm at the lowest point of this grief. I can't take more. I'm just not built for this. And when I was praying that today, that was this morning, it's as though he said to me, you're right. You aren't made for this. That's where I come in. I am your strength. I am your security. I am your hope. And suffering for Christ is to be expected if I'm living obediently and behaving the way that delights him. Although, where is that? There's a verse, right, that talks about being as clever as a snake, a serpent, yet innocent as doves. I think I need to be more clever, to be more alert, because I am more leaning on the dove side. God doesn't intend for me to just lay down and let people just pounce on me. And I know that. But he is my strength, and he's built for this, and he knows what he's doing. This is all in his purpose, and that's why I'm here. I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm going to keep showing up because I believe God will use me to help other people, because I'm not the only one out there that's being messed with. So today's video is actually not about that. Today's episode is, I wrote some things down, so I wanted to make sure. I pulled some things from my book that is actually going to be available, I think, at the end of this month, which is crazy. It's been quite the project for me. But it's that feeling, I want to talk about that feeling when you leave and you feel like you're missing where you were. Whether you're missing him, missing what the home life was. And it's really confusing because I know that he was deeply harming me. And I know I did the right thing. I know that it was out of obedience to Christ that I made the moves I did to guard over me and my children. So why the ache? Why the pull back home? Like, am I insane? Like, okay, yeah, maybe. But I think I am more, it's not about love. I think I am addicted, trained to this feeling of things are terrible, things are hard, I'm in bed, I'm crying. All of a sudden I get a Starbucks coffee and it's like this hit of joy. Maybe he got angry with me at night and spoke super harshly, and I'm saying, what did I do? What's going on? How can we fix this? And he's just angry. And finally, he feels terrible, apologizes, does the same thing the next night. But the next day, he cleans the whole garage for me. And I'm like, why'd you, it's beautiful. Why'd you do that? It was another hit of wonderful, of what I wanted him to be, of what I wanted my life to be like, if that makes sense. And I think that I was addicted to that constant lift up. I'm broken, being lifted up. And those aren't happening anymore. I'm just grieving. And so it makes me think, oh, God, did I make the wrong decision? Well, of course not. I wanted him, all these notifications keep going off, but I want to keep going. I wanted him to be my prince. I wanted him to love me all the time, not 2 minutes a day, not these little rewards in between the agony. I had a beautiful picture. That's why my book is called Escaping My Fairy Tale. I had it beautiful. I want that. I ache for that. But it was never real. But those little shots I got, those kept me going. And they're not happening anymore. And it makes me think, what is wrong with me? I have like I said, my little piece here that's from my book. Sometimes you're not missing them at all. You're grieving what never got to exist. And that grief deserves kindness, not judgment. Healing doesn't erase attachment overnight. Healing teaches your body that peace doesn't have to hurt. You may miss the version of them you hoped for, the dream you built, the life you thought you were protecting, the person you were before you started shrinking. Your mind knows the truth, but your body, your nervous system, your heart is catching up to reality and accepting this person is not who I wanted him to be, and I wouldn't have existed very long if I didn't choose to accept the confession from his mouth of living a completely duplicitous life on top of it all and keeping me in misery for so long. That's what I want to talk about today. So I'm going to again share a few videos that I've put on TikTok. I really enjoy the engagement over there, and I hope that eventually comes over here. I really enjoy hearing what women say, because man, it makes me realize I'm not alone, and I know that this work is helping them feel validated, encouraged, and seen. So that's my hope here. So I'm going to play a few TikToks, and I hope they encourage you. I'm editing here because I think I need to introduce the TikToks that I've chosen for today. One of them is about giving CPR to the dead guy, which is one of Patrick Doyle's famous lines. It's in his book. He teaches on it all the time. And it's telling women to get off the corpse. Your marriage is dead. quit giving CPR to the dead guy. And it fits for me for this week because, well, and for this season, because I think, well, could I, should I, have I, what if I, and it's as though the Lord has to reach down and pick me up off of this corpse that I've been giving CPR to for a very long time. And in my mind, I'm still giving CPR, hanging on and thinking, I must be seeing this wrong. What did I do wrong? You know, just all the confusion. Giving CPR for decades to something the time of death was called a long time ago. And even though I'm out of the home, even though I'm away from him, there's part of me that just wants to keep reviving because it's what I've done for so long. But you can't revive the dead. Which leads to the next TikTok, which talks about hopium, which is another one of Patrick's fantastic words. And the pastors in my life, you know, telling me, you know, God does dead, hope in all things, forgive 70 times 7. You know, I've been told, you need to do this, you need to do this. There's still hope, there's still hope, there's still hope. As the corpse is there, and God has called the time of death, and he doesn't want me to die. But the hopium I would take in, I still take in at times of what I can do to make anything right, but it's hopium. It's like a drug. I lie to myself because I'm looking for that next hit, which is crazy. And then the final one is me telling Patrick what I want is that guy that I met when I was 13. The dreams, the hopes. And he tells me, that's fine. You can have that, but you'll be dead. So I wanted to insert this there as a little bit of an intro to what you're about to see. And I'll see you on the other side.
It's shown you over and over and over again, it's not going to win. It's not going to produce. You have to stop giving CPR to the dead guy. And this is a process, Linda. It's not an event. You're in the process. You're back and forth. You're making ground. You're gaining confidence. You're seeing what he is. And so you're giving less CPR, and that's how it starts. But we have to keep moving those percentages away from the CPR and start giving that CPR to yourself. You are the only person that your kids have any hope of being healthy. But if you stay with him, you're going to die the death of 1,000 cuts, and you're not going to be there for them anymore.
Yeah, I do keep going over to that corpse.
Yep. So what do you want? I mean, and what we're going to take off the table, there's something you can't have, and that's a relationship with him. That's not possible. So now that that's decided, what do you want?
But see, the pastor keeps telling me God does dead. If he can raise people from the dead, he can fix this.
The pastor is,
right.
Mainlining hopium.
Oh yeah, that's what I watched last night. Was your 2 things on hopium?
Yeah, the pastor.
So you're saying he's dealing me the hopium? That's what you're saying? He's my dealer.
Yep. And if you take the hopium, you're going to die. What I'm giving you is reality. And what these ladies are hearing and can attest to is this reality. And again, I'm not saying this because you've given no evidence. I believe that your husband's confession from his own mouth is real, that he's a liar. I just want you to believe it.
I want to hold on to my dream is my answer. I want him back because I want that guy that I fell in love with 33 years ago, 35 years ago.
All right. So I don't see that as a problem unless you don't want to die.
All right, so thank you. Thank you for coming back. I realize I babbled a lot in the beginning, have a lot of stuff on my mind, and it was hard for me to sit in this chair and do this, but I am committed to the Lord and to serving any of you out there that might be hurting, and to offer any bit of wisdom, help, encouragement side by side with you. I hope you come back next time as we walk through these castle walls together. I'll see you next time.